welcome to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! You are not advertiser friendly. You are not advertiser friendly. You are not advertiser friendly. The whole fucking system's not advertiser friendly. Shove it up your ass, YouTube. Seriously. Anyways. Anyways. Oh man. Episode number 9. Episode number 9. We are just moving on through this cavalcade of carnage. And tonight, the movie that I'm going to review is maybe a lesser known flick, but it is about obsession and murder, which seems to be kind of a theme so far. But this movie is called Night Warning. However, it was also called at one time Butcher, Baker, Nightmare Maker. Yeah, I prefer Night Warning, by the way. That other one seems a little bit too cheesy. Anyway, so what's this movie all about? Well, Billy is a young kid whose parents are going away for, I don't know, some sort of trip. Anyways, they die in a horribly spectacular car accident. I mean, we're talking about some overkill here with this car accident. But anyways, they're dead, and it is up to the aunt to raise the poor orphaned child. And so fast forward 14 years, and the Billy is now a high schooler with dreams of playing basketball for the University of Denver, and he's got a girlfriend, and you know what? His aunt seems a little bit off. She seems a little overprotective, and in some ways she almost seems a little infatuated with young Billy. Maybe a little incestuous type of feelings for the young man. Well, anyways, so on his birthday, the TV repairman shows up to fix the television, and Auntie really kind of feels a little frisky, and so she puts on some loose clothing and comes on to the TV repairman, but the TV repairman's like, I ain't got nothing, no, I'm not having any of that. And she's getting all pissed off. It's like, I need a man. And he's like, well, hey, you know, why don't you work on this thing? And of course she got pissed, and she grabs a knife and basically murders him. And as the murderfication is happening, Billy shows up, and of course the aunt is like, oh wait, I was being raped. She basically says, he was trying to rape me and I had to defend myself. Well, the police, they aren't buying it. No siree. Especially when it's revealed that TV repairman is, well, not into the ladies, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so that kind of makes it hard to believe that someone not interested in the female anatomy would want to be into the female anatomy, if you know what I mean. Anyways, so the police are thinking that perhaps there is some sort of like gay love triangle between Billy, the now deceased cable man, and Billy's basketball coach for high school, because it's found out that he is a homosexual and was familiar with the cable guy, or not the cable guy, but the TV repair guy. And of course, so the police are thinking, oh, you know, obviously it was some sort of love triangle spat, and Billy's the actual murderer. And what we have happened throughout the rest of this film is the police playing up that angle, Billy trying to, you know, prove his innocence because he didn't kill him. His aunt killed him, and his aunt trying to make sure that the rape thing sticks. But we soon really, really find out these depths of psychosis that the aunt is suffering. I mean, she's got like this shrine to her ex-boyfriend, and she talks to him and he talks back to her, and she is hell-bent on keeping Billy from leaving her. In fact, when one of the scouts for the university comes to a basketball game, she drugs Billy so that he will perform poorly. And actually, you get a little bit of that crazed, nurturing caretaker type thing, where she continues to poison him to make sure that, you're always going to be with me. Anyways, so I'm not going to go any further because there is definitely some nice little twists and turns in this narrative. But suffice it to say, murder happens, blood happens, and fucked upness happens. Oh my goodness. So, let's get to those scores. Violence and gore, I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Honestly, toward the end, we got some pretty nice bloodiness going, but for the most part, it's not super graphic. I mean, it is in a way, and maybe I'm just getting more and more desensitized to it, but I didn't think it was like anything super splatterific. However, that opening carnage of the car accident was pretty nicely done. So anyways, 3 out of 5. Shock value, 2.5 out of 5. There's some pretty nice little twists and a couple of good, well-placed jump scares that really threw me for a loop. So I really did enjoy that, and I was pleasantly surprised by some of the violent acts, but 2.5 out of 5. So plot. Now see, this is where we start to get good. Plot is a 4 out of 5. Look, you think it's like this just basic, overly doting maternal figure. But it's such a burn into like psychosis, and the fact of the matter is, this movie has an underlying theme of sort of this prejudicial police officer. I mean, there's a scene where he's kind of interrogating a Mexican immigrant with holding his gun out. Trying to like find out where he lives. He's also, very, very anti-gay. He is really, really like, he basically like blames them for crime, and especially the sexual assaults of minors. In fact, one of the coach comes to his office to tell him some information that might be pertinent to the case, and he goes, "Yeah, the other day, do you know this guy, this kid named Tim?" I think it was Tim. Anyways, he's like, this kid? He's like, "No, I never heard of him." So, he was molested yesterday. So I thought you might know something about that. Something real, like, I guess you would say like hayseed redneck sheriff type of behavior. And so you kind of have this like sort of line where like one of the police officers actually digs into the past of the aunt and finds some strange inconsistencies, and also digs into the past about the car accident and sees some other inconsistencies. But the head detective's not having it because he's hell-bent convinced that all these gay people are involved in this murder thing, and that they're guilty as hell, and of course they need to suffer because they're evil, they're bad people. Anyways, things like that. They're disgusting, stuff like that. Anyway, so the plot is actually pretty layered when you think about it. It's not just your standard horror fare where it's the auntie is just unhinged and tries her best to keep the kid from leaving her. I mean, which it is, but it's also this thing about this struggle against the prejudice of the head police officer versus the actual facts of the case and actual good detective work. Anyway, so I'm giving it a solid 4 out of 5 because of that. Acting, I'm also giving it a 4 out of 5 because, my God, that lead detective is mesmerizing. He nails his part badass like. He's just, whenever he's on screen, he demands your attention. The way he delivers his lines, he's just disgustingly asshole-ish, and it's wonderful because it's like it's totally believable. You don't think he's acting. You're just like, man, this guy is a total dickhead. And and of course the actress playing the aunt, my goodness, just the creepy, weird way she does things, and the slow turn of the unhingedness that elevates toward the end of the film and was just beautifully maniacal at the end. I mean, just ridiculous. I mean, there's this scene which is just fucking nuts. Not because it's like psycho crazy as in like blood and guts, but no, she's like she's feeding, or she's forcing Billy to drink poisoned milk, and it spills all over him, and she's all like, it's like, oh, I gotta go do something downstairs, and she just licks the spilt milk off his neck, and is just like, oh, grah. Or this other scene where, he's talking about his girlfriend. So, you don't need your girlfriend. I'm your girlfriend now. I'm like, oh, wow. Then immediately I thought, wait a second, I heard that line. I heard that line from Nightmare on Elm Street, which happened way after this movie. I'm your boyfriend now. Anyway, so this movie is definitely has some pretty strong points with it, and that acting just was really good. I mean, even like how Billy was, even though I guess he was a little he was a little wooden in some of his performance, but dang, overall 4 out of 5. So moving on, Nudity, 1 out of 5. Look, his girlfriend's got some nice titties, and she shows them for a brief amount of time. Other than that, I mean, there's man ass, if that's your thing. Not mine, but hey, just for the ladies and whoever. Anyways, so 1 out of 5. Enjoyment factor, I'm giving this a solid 4 out of 5. I was mesmerized throughout this movie, and I didn't really have like the highest of expectations going in there because, like I said, it's not one of those that are like I see a lot of people talking about or like are highly revered. However, I did hear some positive buzz and a little bit, but just not as much as other movies in the same kind of genre during the same period of time. So honestly, very, very solid movie. I was glued. I was there. I was watching. I was enjoying every minute of it. It was crazy. It was psychotic. It was fucked up, and it was fun. So anyways, 4 out of 5, and my overall impression is a 4 out of 5. A great story, layered story that went beyond expectations. It's some interesting little twists in there. Also at the end, like what happens with the police officer and the people at the crime scene was also like, wow, insane. So, kudos. They did a really good job with this movie. Very solid, very, very well done. And I would highly recommend it to anyone who especially likes old school horror or old school psychological psychosis. Really nice. And that, of course, averages out to be a pretty impressive 3.2 out of 5. So there you have it. Night Warning. Have you seen the movie Night Warning? Tell me what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, give me a thumbs up. Give me a share. Give me a like. Give me whatever. Anyways, give me some lovin'. Yeah, anyways. Until next time, everybody, you guys stay sexy, internet, and you guys stay scary. And the next time your aunt acts a little bit too comfortable with you, maybe you should check her basement for some corpses. I'm just saying, maybe. Unless your aunt's really hot, then and she really needs someone, I mean, corpses aside, she's, good looking. Ah!